Hi everyone, today we're looking at the build-up section of our stories. What you need to do first is make sure you have your plan. Your plan is going to tell you what you said you were going to write in this section of the story, so it's really important we try to stick to that as much as possible. The other thing that you need to do is you need to go back to your opening. You need to check the last section of your opening because your opening needs to connect to your build-up. Okay, now I'd said in my opening, the last bit was, "That's it," she said boldly, "I'm going outside." So I don't actually need, if I don't want to describe the whole journey outside. I could get my character straight outside. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say about my character, stepping out into the garden. Okay, so let's just read through my idea of what can happen at the beginning of my build-up. This is not my whole build-up, just the beginning of it. Stepping out into the garden, Mo felt the sun on her face. She closed her eyes as it dazzled her as she breathed in the fresh summer air. Wait, was that Dad she could hear? She began to panic. She had to be quick, she thought to herself, or he would send her straight back to her room. Without any further hesitation, Mo dashed to the bottom of the garden. Okay, so I've got my character from the house to the bottom of the garden, and she's actually about to skip off into the woods. Now, the thing is, sometimes it's really difficult to know what to write. So I thought I would give you a few tips. In the build-up, we often write about what our character did on that little journey. They did this, then they did this, then they did this. And all we do is describe the character's actions. In order for our writing to be really descriptive and engaging for the reader, we've got to do other things. And here's just a few ideas for you. They're on the PowerPoint. Even though you're describing what the character's doing, are you also telling us what the setting looks like? If you're going to say that there's an action or a movement from somebody or something or your character, is there a reaction to that? If your character hears a sound, how do they react? How do they feel? Okay, so make sure every few sentences you check, what have I been writing about? Maybe I can put a character feeling in there. You could also ask a question, a rhetorical question, where a character says to themselves, "What was that? Where am I? Well, how long is this going to take?" No one's going to answer that question necessarily, but the character can ask it in the story. Also, let us know where your character is. So if you just go back to what we've already written, we can see those things, hopefully some of them in there already. So stepping out into the garden, Mo felt the sun on her face. So in that sentence, I've given you an action, what she's doing. I've also told you where she is. And I've also told you a little bit about the setting, sun shining. And she's loving that, isn't she? Because she's outside and she loves to be outside. Then I'm telling you an action that she's doing. She closed her eyes as it dazzled her. And she breathed in the fresh summer air. Again, it's action, but it's also telling you about the setting around her. Then we've got that little bit of, oh, what's going on? Wait, was that Dad she could hear? That's a question to the reader, letting the reader know that she can hear someone moving. She began to panic. Nice short sentence with an exclamation mark. She doesn't want to get caught. She had to be quick, she thought to herself. That's character thinking and feeling. This is what's going on in her mind. I'm not just telling you what she's doing, telling you what she's thinking and feeling. Or he would send her straight back to her room. Without any further hesitation, Mo dashed to the bottom of the garden. So that's telling you what she's doing, and I've moved my character on to the bottom of the garden where I need her to be for the next part of my story. I haven't finished all my build-up yet, that's just the beginning of it. What you need to do now is make sure you've got your plan, make sure you've got any words and phrases and word maps to help you along the way, and start writing your build-up. Good luck!